this year, as we do every year, by stepping onto the greenway and seeing where it takes us.
The North Carolina Football Club of the town of Cary welcome you to Wakeman Soccer Park for tonight's match between NCFC and One Knoxville SC on Shield and Fan Appreciation Night. Create your legacy and build a brighter future. Get the education and training you need while serving your community and country part-time. Discover a world of possibilities with the North Carolina Army National Guard. Enlist now and step into a future of growth and success. Visit nationalguard.com/NC and don't miss out on this incredible chance to pave your path to success. 2024 season tickets are on sale now. Prices starting at just $8 per match. And if you pay in full before November 1st, you'll also get free parking for the 2024 season. Be sure to scan the QR code on the video board to get your 2024 season tickets today or at northcarolinafc.com/season tickets. Fans, here are tonight's officials for the match. Please welcome referee Arnell Solomon, assistant referee Colin Ashley, assistant referee Chana Forstall. Our fourth official this evening is Majid Korik. Here's tonight's starting lineup for One Knoxville SC. Please welcome their captain, number 8, Angelo Kelly. In goal, number 1, Sean Lewis. Number 16, James Thomas. Number 55, Gabriel Claudio. Number 13, Danny Fernandez. Number 3, Kyle McDowell. Number 12, Callum Johnson. Number 6, Yassine Vanderpump. Number 11, Ross Frank. Number 91, Gio Calixto. And number 9, Rodolfo Castro. One Knoxville SC is led by head coach Mark McKeever, assistant coaches Nick Jaramillo and Jordan Bell.
How about North Carolina FC? It's been a record-setting season for North Carolina FC, and with a win tonight and an Omaha tie or loss, North Carolina FC will finish first and win the Players' Shield of USL League One. In for the challenge, one Knoxville SC looking to play spoiler tonight. Take a look at the standings for USL League One. It is jumbled up indeed. Union Omaha, again, they get a win, they'll be in first place. However, if they tie or lose to Forward Madison and North Carolina FC wins this game, North Carolina FC is your USL League One regular season champs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dean Linke with the great Andrew Tate, and we'll break down the scenarios a little bit more here with this next graphic, Andrew Tate, because there are different scenarios for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and the big thing is they want to win the league outright and finish in first place, but ultimately they can clinch a top 2 seed today with a win or a draw and a Northern Colorado draw or loss. So it's in their hands today, and they want to put in a good performance here at home.
Here's the deal, though. No Mikey Maldonado, who's been so good. He's out with yellow cards. No Olex Anderson. He's with his national team.
2 big losses for North Carolina FC. They're in the middle of the midfield and obviously up top, but one man that will step into those shoes and lead the line. He always leads by example, the captain. 8 goals and 7 assists. He is one of the best all-round strikers in the league and a player that will do an immense job up top for the home team.
Even if he's in and on, the goalkeeper for one Knoxville is pretty good.
Got over 7,000 minutes of USL Championship experience. He's in pole position for the Golden Glove this season with just a goal against average. Sean Lewis, number 1 for the visitors from one Knoxville. And if he can get a clean sheet today, he will clinch that Golden Glove.
So here we go. It is set for perhaps a big celebration for North Carolina FC. As he mentioned, 1 or 2 will work. Luis Arriaga will fill in for Mikey Maldonado. We'll have the lineups and the kick when we return.
Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from The Fresh Market. Shop Mondays for buy one, get one free deals, including mouth-watering bacon and crab cakes. Tuesdays get chuck and chicken for just $3.99 per pound. Wednesdays save on shrimp and sashimi tuna. And shop Thursdays for tasty, easy meals under $10, including $7 pizzas. Then grab our 3-day weekend deals on the best meat and seafood, like gourmet burgers, lobster tails, and more. Don't wait to save. Shop The Fresh Market today.
With a brood like that to take care of, WakeMed Urgent Care ought to come in handy. We're everywhere you are, so accessing the care they need when they need it is easy. Soccer star? Covered. Your kids? Your baby? Done. The biggest baby of all? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. Now how convenient is that? Download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including you-know-who.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
What a wonderful rendition of the national anthem by the young lady down there. Fantastic, as we are ready to go. Last regular season game of the season, North Carolina FC won Knoxville SC. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for John Bradford and North Carolina FC.
And fresh off the back of 4 games unbeaten, 10 points from an available 12. 2 changes we talked about. Luis Arriaga slots into that central midfield role for Mikey Maldonado, who's out with yellow card accumulation. And then Jaden Sylvania will slide into that number 10 position in a 4-2-3-1, replacing Goalex Anderson Jr.
And the starting lineup for one Knoxville SC.
And a bunch of changes for the visited one Knoxville as they try to snap a 5-match winless streak. Coach Mark McKeever has 2 forced changes, with the ever-present Chrysler and Skelton missing out through yellow card accumulation, 12 for each of them this season. And then 3 other changes coming in as well. So 5 in total. James Thomas, Gabriel Claudio, Callum Johnson, Angelo Kelly, and Frank Ross will come in.
I mentioned the record-setting season. The 18 wins and the 60 points are the most wins and points in club history. They started back in 2007 as the Carolina Railhawks. They have been different iterations, different leagues, but never have they won 18 games or had 60 points. Just marvelous season.
Yeah, and for John Bradford, obviously the last 2 seasons, they were not like this. He's had to really work hard and develop the squad, and the players that are right on the field today. Tremendous growth and development as a franchise and as a club, but also as a team as well to get to where they are.
Last time out, NCFC got their 4th straight road victory, 1-0 win at Lexington. All their wins are clean sheets as Golex Anderson scored his 17th goal of the season. Meanwhile, Knoxville had their postseason aspirations come to an end after conceding an 86-minute equalizer to the Richmond Kickers in a 2-2 draw. So they're basically just playing on house money, trying to be a spoiler here.
Yeah, and that's the position we just talked about. That's the position that North Carolina's been in the last 2 seasons. So they know it all too well. But if they're not at the game today, I feel that North Carolina, they've got everything to play for. They're at home. They haven't put in a huge performance at home in a while. So I feel, Dean, this is a tasty one that could be full of fireworks.
Sounds good. Great crowd here, which is awesome. This team deserves it. North Carolina FC Youth, a key part of it as they recognize it's a special day, right, for North Carolina FC Youth. Tell me about it a little bit, Andrew.
Yeah, so every season, fall and spring, we have a Shield Award that's given out to a young player on each of our teams, nominated by their coaches. Basically a player that's represented the core values of the club and in terms of respect and sportsmanship, and it's a great chance to reward a player for the character that they have and sort of celebrate the positives that are out there, and hopefully that spreads far and wide. But they get to come out here, they get the adulation at halftime to walk on the hallowed turf at Wake Med, and always a great crowd and hopefully a great game to go with it today.
Well, we are off and rolling as North Carolina FC in their familiar home blues won Knoxville SC in kind of a light pink and white. Would you call that pink, Andrew, or what would you go with?
Yeah, I'm playing safe. Pink.
Thank you. So here's Lewis. Ahead of Perez, Cervania. The thing I enjoyed last night with my chat with John Bradford, who is pretty funny, by the way, as I texted him right around 10:30 and said, "Hey, are you in bed?" And he said, "No, I woke up hoping you would call me." And I didn't know he was that funny. I mean, I had a cackle from Madison, Wisconsin that you could hear in Cary, North Carolina, but one of the things he did say is after he gave me the lineup and talking about the fact no Maldonado, no Olex Anderson, I looked at the lineup and said, "Coach, this is a pretty good lineup still." And he's like, "I agree. Yeah. Like, we can do it, you know?"
Yeah, and that's one of the things I asked him today. I said, "What's the one thing that's pleased you most about this group this year?" And he said the competition in training, the competition picking the lineup, and he said just the competition basically in training has made players better, right? Having the likes of Mikey Maldonado and the likes of Luis Perez, it's made all of the players that have returned this year even better and want to go on and hit new levels. So, yeah, but his sense of humor, Dean, it's a dry one. You don't see it coming. So when it hits you, you're lights out, aren't you?
Yeah, I hit him with the laugh out loud thing immediately, and then he said I could call him, and we had a great chat.
Love that.
Yeah. Talks a lot about Olex Anderson Jr. was on the United Soccer Coaches podcast that I host every week. It's good to hear his story. And then, by the end of it, I was building him up, and the end of it, he said, "Hey, by the way, Dean, I won't be there on Saturday." There's Rafa Metzigan going full blonde. Rafa Metzigan is really, he's been great all year, but he started out hot and has ended hot. So he's rolling into the playoffs, feeling pretty good about things. Second on the team in goals with 13 and leads in shots and chances created. And then the other guy that's been solid is right there, Raheem Summersall, trying to get in on the tackle. As he's got 2 goals and 3 assists on the year, leads the team in interceptions. He's been a different player since the Gold Cup.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was talking to Coach John Bradford about Raheem, and he's a player that I don't know, Dean, if you can think back 2 or 3 years when he first came here, we thought he was a presence and he would do good breaking things up, but just ability on the ball and what he's shown this year going forward. I saw him in training the other day, dribbling past players in tight spaces, and it's just not maybe what I came to expect from Raheem Summersall. But that just shows the development of some of the players under John Bradford's tutelage.
Yeah, you know, you nailed it. I mean, to me, he always had the body, right? Long and lanky, and he thought he could, but now he's kind of also got the technical and tactical part of it. Turned into a pretty good soccer player. You said it better than me, and we've been talking a lot about him all year.
Yeah, he's having a great season and looking to finish strong today. Obviously, with Mikey Maldonado out, a lot of responsibility will fall on his shoulders, but Luis Arriaga, an ever-present, over 100 appearances for the club, comes in, and we talked about that competition. What a great replacement to have at your disposal.
Yeah, that's well said, too, because John Bradford was trying to keep his spirits up as he was a regular, but then Raheem Summersall and Mikey Maldonado kind of took over that double pivot. Nelson Flores Blanco is down, may have had his foot stepped on. No card given as they're talking to Callum Johnson. Angelo Kelly, wearing number 8, will be the captain for one Knoxville SC. Garrett McLaughlin, the man up top, is the captain for North Carolina FC. At halftime, we'll do our best to get you caught up on all of the scores because they all mean so much. I mean, you like to think forward Madison's going to give Omaha. I mean, they got to go hard at him, right? As Rafa sends it in here.
Yeah, Dean, they have to. I mean, they've got Tormenta breathing down their neck.
Luis Arriaga with his right foot. Summersall heads it to Rafa. Rafa Menzigen, long distance shot. North Carolina FC 18-7-6, 60 points, second. They have 3 wins, a draw in their last 4. Meanwhile, Knoxville, 2 losses and 2 draws in their last 4. James Thomas. One thing I love about this one Knoxville SC team as a longtime broadcaster is they've got like 7 guys with 2 first names for their last name and first name. I mean, I love it. Sean Lewis, right? James Thomas, Gabriel Claudio. I mean, I know people named Fernandez, Daniel Fernandez, Callum Johnson, Ross Frank, or Frank Ross, rather.
That's the one, and on the team sheet, Dean, they put that in wrong just to really mess even they've got it wrong, so.
Exactly, yeah. I like people with 2 first names. I love it. Eight minutes in.
Do I technically have 2 first names? Because Tate is a name that's used now. It wasn't in my home country of England. That was not a thing. And then I came here and people were called Tate. This was very odd.
Yep, no, there's I had a relative name. We called him Uncle Tate. I don't think he really was our uncle, but his name was Tate. Yeah, well said. Spelt differently than it was spelled T-A-T-E.
Yeah.
Rafa Menzigen. Back to Summersall. Nelson Flores Blanco. Rafa. Nice pass. Arriaga. Summersall now. It's worth noting that Daniel Navarro is on the bench for this one. I don't know if you have any extra intel on his status.
Yeah, I mean, it was good going out to training this week, Dean, and see nobody riding the bike. You know, there was no Tour de France preparations going on. And that is certainly, obviously, especially if they do well enough today to get the first or second seed, then that gives them an extra 2 weeks, which makes that Navarro, Luke Kroll competition for the centre-back spots even sterner for John Bradford. Certainly will ask a question, do you bring in a player of that veteran experience coming into a playoff situation, or do you go with the players that have got you there? So I think it's certainly some food for thought for the manager, and those are the questions and conundrums that you want going into, you know, a very pivotal period for the club.
Of course, everybody knows North Carolina FC headed to USL Championship, headed back to USL Championship, better said, next year. And you get the sense that there's been some positive work already being done. But right now, they are focused on the present, Andrew Tate. They want to win it right here, and like you said, either 1 or 2 is fine, right? You get that 2-week break.
Yeah, nobody wants to finish. Out of the top 3 teams, Union Omaha, North Carolina FC, and Northern Colorado Hailstorm, you're going to feel sorry for whoever finishes third. Obviously, right now, that's Northern Colorado. They're playing later tonight, so they'll know what the situation is going into that game. But out of those 3 teams that have had tremendous seasons, you do not want to have a quarter-final game. You want to be jumping straight to a home semi-final. You don't want to be going to one of the top 2 teams away from home in the semi-final and feeling sorry for yourself. You've got to get through the quarter-final to start with as well. So really tough going.
Rafa Menzigan, Nelson Flores Blanco.
And Dean, just talking about the present, you know, Coach Mark McKeever has run the changes today. He's got over 100 starts on the bench today based on what's played this season. And certainly likes of Villalobos and Waldeck, they've all been key contributors this season. So he's given some opportunities to some players today to get their name on the team sheet for next year. And I'm sure there's some contracts there that are up and running and kind of going. And the same is going on at NCFC as well. You know, that move to the championship, nothing's set in stone for the players that are currently on the team. They've got a point to prove and still need to make sure that they're performing well today, not just for the postseason and beyond, but for the championship next year, hopefully for them.
That's well said. As Rafa trying to make a move, Raheem Somersault, it'll run away from him. 11 minutes already, no real dangerous chance for either team just yet. Folks still filing in. And tell you what, it's not easy where we are here. I mean, we got the best seat in the house, and we got all the aromas of all the tacos and everything else that is down there. You know, that's tough. That's rough living. You know what I mean? First world problems.
I was thinking the same thing. Took the words right out of my mouth. Don't know how we survived.
Brooks Thompson probably has not received enough credit for the job he's done filling in for the inner Nick Holiday. Here is McLaughlin. He is onside. McLaughlin trying to cut it back. McLaughlin. Lewis. Somersault. Oh, he decides to trap it first. Now it's a one-timer. And then Somersault. A little bit of a dive. He needs to get back up here because they still got it. Send it back in. McLaughlin still fighting. Lewis is there. And McLaughlin has a decent argument as well. And after all of that, nothing to show for it.
Pandemonium in the penalty box there. It starts with Garrett McLaughlin, who was close to being offside, but was on. He fashions a good save from Lewis.
How's the first time there?
Cleared off the line there. And you fancy Perez to hit the target. McDowell does well to block it, and then McLaughlin getting on the end of his own header. But clatters into Lewis, and a free kick is given. But some good looks at the goal for the home team.
Raheem Somersault stops it with the bottom of his foot and then cranks it. He didn't even side foot it. He stopped it with the bottom of his foot.
I can relate to Raheem there. Too much time, Dean. When you have too much time to think, that's when things go wrong.
I feel like you just got to laser that. And two things happen. One, it goes through the net, or one, it's in the other field. But either way, like, it's probably the best chance.
Yeah, it fell kindly to him, didn't it? It was wide open at that back post area. But a good run from Garrett McLaughlin. Positive signs there. It's a real slick surface today. We had a lot of rain in the area earlier today. It's nice to see that the clouds have parted now and just a cool evening in Carey.
And pressure from Summersall. Wow, good close. And a bounce. Mark McKeever did not make a really great effort to try to stop that one.
I was thinking the same thing.
Top man for one, Knoxville SC. We say hello to all the fans in Knoxville. Nelson Flores Blanco. Stays in bounds. Back to Thompson. Rafa. Woo! Rafa. The nutmeg count is on. He got one. He may have got a second one in there. He's got one officially, though.
Brazilians always looking for a nutmeg.
Select the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Minute 16, no score. North Carolina FC. And Knoxville SC. One other player not available is DJ Benton, who took a red card in the last game. So he's also out.
It was a rough game, that one, being there's a lot of decisions for the referee.
Good pressure from Rafa to win it to Laughlin. Now Rafa plays it into space, looking for Cervania, and Lewis off his line. Well done by Lewis to quickly get off his line and make that look pretty easy. I think that's what you want from your goalkeeper right there.
Yeah, with this surface, it's always going to favor the goalkeeper as well because it's so fast. Any ball, the weight of it has to be absolute perfection.
Right in the middle of the park there to Angelo Kelly. Now on it is Frank Ross. That's what it is, right?
Yes. Francis, actually, it was Christian Francis, I believe. But yeah, Frank Ross is how it goes. But on the team sheet, obviously, we've got Ross Frank. Just to throw a spanner in the works.
The middle there to Kelly.
And we weren't sure how they were going to line up today, Dean. Obviously, they're typically a back. Oh.
Onside. Good opportunity here for Thomas. Thomas mishit that one.
Yeah, I was just saying we were unsure how Knoxville were going to line up with the two centre-backs missing that have been ever present in the team in Chrysler and Skelton. And they usually have that back three in place, but today it's sort of a hybrid. At times, Van der Pluim's dropping in there, and it certainly looks like a back four most of the time. So a little bit of a shift and a change for the visitors. It's a very fluid system that Coach Mark McKeever's rolled out today.
I'm a firm believer that on the lineup sheets, if they actually put the numbers where they're going to be on the field, that pretty much means that's not where they're going to be on the field. That's pretty fair, no?
I've learned the hard way with that.
Nelson Flores Blanco.
I mean, you don't play poker that way, do you? You don't show them your cards. And, hey guys, here's what I've got.
McLaughlin, hard tackle from behind. They did get the ball, so McLaughlin not complaining about it. Good effort, though, by Garrett McLaughlin. As honest as the day is long, and quality young man.
Great example for the young players there, right? It's a full-blown slide tackle, perfectly executed, gets ball and then man, and Garrett McLaughlin gets up and gets on with it. Not messing around, not crying about anything.
Corner kick, North Carolina FC. As we walk you up to minute 20.
And Dean, you know I've been quite critical of North Carolina in previous seasons in terms of getting goals from other areas. This year, I'm pleased to say that they've added a lot of goals from set pieces and corners, and this is certainly, I think it's 9 goals from set pieces and 6 from penalties. So it's been a big part of the reason that they've scored so many goals this season. It's just that all-round attacking approach and focusing on those little details. So I expect a good delivery from Mensingen here.
All right, let's see if they can make it double-digit set-piece goals here. Sitting on 9. That's a good ball from Rafa Mensingen. Wow, I like the pace of that. And Jaden Cervania was fairly certain that he had earned a corner kick, but the referee says otherwise. Once again, North Carolina FC, a win and an Omaha draw or loss. Omaha playing Madison, and Players Shield #1 seed goes to North Carolina FC. They clinched the semifinal berth with a win, a draw, and a Northern Colorado draw or loss, a loss, and a Northern Colorado loss. So quite a few different scenarios for North Carolina FC to finish 1 or 2. I feel like it was Ricky Bobby said, though, that you're not first, you're last, so they're going for it.
I'm speechless, Steve.
Shake and bake.
Ooh. Oh. The real freedom for the visitors from one Knoxville, obviously, with their playoff hopes extinguished last week against Richmond Kickers at home in that 2-2 draw. They've got a real freedom today. No pressure on them at all. Chance to come in here and knock off one of the big boys.
Played back. It goes out wide. Brooks Thompson with a goal kick. North Carolina FC will be the #3 seed if they tie or lose and Northern Colorado wins. It's the final scenario that you need to be aware of as you're tuning in from a North Carolina FC point of view. From a Knoxville point of view, like what you said, Andrew, you're tuning in to, one, see if they can be a spoiler, but two, the fact that, as you mentioned, Mark McKeever giving some players a chance to show what they can do here in the last game of the season.
The one thing I'm seeing straight away, Dean, obviously against Richmond Kickers, when the Kickers were building out and playing, they were pressing like crazy, and maybe that was the situation that they were in. They needed a win, they needed to keep their hopes alive, and slightly different, but or maybe it's the respect they're showing North Carolina that, you know, let them have the ball here and then trying to win the ball back and break from there.
Nelson Flores Blanco looking for Cervania. Lewis. Well, he's quick off his line. Really quick.
We've seen some good goalkeepers here this season, being the likes of Burn Shipman and Lalo Delgado, 2 top keepers. I think for me, if I was saying who were the best one in the league is one from what I've seen, I'd say Burn Shipman, but I've not seen Sean Lewis in the flesh. And
what about
Knew he was good as well, yes. I've only seen him once, so maybe I'm biased because I've seen the other two twice. But Burn Shipman for me has been fantastic. So for Sean Lewis and the one Knoxville defence over the course of the season to have the goals against average that he has from having played, I think he's got 27 appearances this season. So incredible record for their inaugural season at USL League One. The problem is they just haven't added the goals at the other end to really make that defensive record stand up.
Played forward, a little touch there from Kelly. He'll get it back. Spinning with it is Castro. Really low line right now from North Carolina FC. A little touch from Fernandez. Perez. Got it back to Lou Young.
Some fireworks in Richmond, Dean. It's 3-3 there. It's almost 70 minutes in. And all the other games are still tied 0-0. So I know where I would like to be today.
It's incredible.
But you feel like today was one of those days where once one goes in, kind of like dominoes, all the goals will start flying in around the league. I love the last day of the season, Dean, when you've got the jeopardy that's there. We've got the top three battling out for the top two and for #1 spot going down to the last day of the season. Incredible. And then obviously that playoff battle between Forward Madison and the reigning USL League One champions, South Georgia Tormentor. Really exciting times.
Indeed. And you got Greenville and Charlotte kind of playing for the chance to play each other again, but where they're going to play it is the key. This is dangerous here. Knocked away by Arriaga. Did a good job getting back to help out.
And you get the feeling the longer this game stays 0-0, the more nerves start to kick in for the home team, and the more the visitors, one Knoxville, will start to grow in confidence with all the changes. They'll start to settle in, and I'm sure John Bradley will look for a fast start today, which hasn't come, unfortunately.
This is well played here. 3-4 good passes put together. Lickstro sent across. It's going to fall to McDowell. McDowell's going to play it back. When Knoxville SC has had the ball a lot right here. Claudio. Minute 27. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus. Butch Thompson has it, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
I was doing my homework preparation for this game, and I was looking at the possession stats of teams this season, and the top two teams in terms of possession this season are Richmond Kickers and one Knoxville, who both have about 52-53% possession over the course of the season, and North Carolina 47.9, but the goals for Richmond Kickers and one Knoxville 38 and 35 respectively. North Carolina down in 10th place with 47.9% possession, but 56 goals. So just shows you possession might be 9/10 of the law, but it's what you do with that possession that really counts.
Yeah, it needs to be purposeful. We've talked about that before. Well said, Andrew. His leg is up. Lou Young just a step offside.
I mean, Omaha is 5th on that list of teams with 60 goals and 50%, but it's 50% of the possession. So, you know, it's about what you do with it, as we said. And for North Carolina this year, they've had more luck on the road, and I think that's the one thing for them. With the guarantee of a home playoff, whether it's a quarterfinal or a semi-final, they've really got to find a way to shift that home form into a strength and the major component of what they do, because away from home, that lack of possession suited them, and they've been more of a breakout team on the road.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. A nice crowd here tonight to show off and maybe get them excited about coming back for the playoffs. Raheem Summersall will drop it to Perez. Perez. Nelson Flores Blanco. Boy, that left foot is really nice. A little trap. He's going to stay with the home team. McLaughlin checks up. McLaughlin back heel to Rafa. Corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
I love that connection right there. The McLaughlin, Mensingen, the M&M connection. And it's a very appropriate M&M reference there, Dean, with Rafa's new haircut. He's looking a little M&M-like. A great hold-up play from McLaughlin there to hold off the defender and just put on a play for Mensingen. Too many pink shirts between the goal and the shot.
Rafa's been hitting some lasers in here. This one softened up just a little bit. Good spin on it. Lou Young's going to get it back to Rafa. Rafa. Oh, and how about North Carolina FC? Rafa Mensingen finds Fernandez. And here they go. North Carolina FC off to a 1-0 lead.
And it's the big centre-back popping up. It's a great ball initially from Rafa Mensingen. It comes out to Lou Young, who first times it out to Mensingen. Great technique there. A little set, and then he puts it on the head of Gustavo Fernandez, who just steers it past the helpless Sean Lewis. What a ball from Mensingen. Gustavo Fernandez coming away from goal, just flicks it off the side of the head, past the despairing goalkeeper. And that is a huge goal in the race for the Players' Shield.
First goal of the season for Fernandez. And Fernandez feeling it. First goal of the season, first career goal for the club.
I can't believe that, dude.
Yeah.
The big centre-back. Not scored, wow. I mean, the face said it all, didn't it? It was like he'd won the lottery. Maybe he'd won the Powerball and everything.
Anytime a dude's walking around with the #1 finger up, I'm digging it. And that was his reaction. I love it.
A set-piece-esque goal, wasn't it? Came off that second chance opportunity.
Yes.
We said it last time, Dean, not often we've seen the team go in front here at home, so the question is, can they make it stand up? Last time they was talking to John Bradford, he was saying they put a really good 30 minutes together against Union Omaha, and then they sort of eased off a little bit and let the opposition into the game and fell asleep and conceded the equalizer. Well, today's the chance to make it a full 90-minute performance and secure that top 2 seed.
On Knoxville SC. I thought that went off of one Knoxville SC, but the referee says no. Corner kick for one Knox. Luis Arriaga kept alive. They find McDowell. McDowell drops it. Good ball served in. Dangerous and tied. No. They'll call a push beforehand. And it's a good thing. It's 1-0 North Carolina FC. That one doesn't count. This one does.
Yeah, and it's a great ball in again. Rafa Mensingen has delivered 2 really tasty corners. Lou Young technique out to the left flank again. Then Mensingen has another go at it. And this time he finds Gustavo Fernandez, the big man, the big centre-back, with a huge goal to put the home team on top. It's just a peach of a cross from Mensingen.
It really is, but I got to tell you, the Lou Young ball was pretty solid, too.
Out of the air on this slick surface as well, yeah.
He knew exactly where to go with it.
You can enjoy Bombshell Brewing Cider and the Stringer beers.
There he is, the big man, sticking the tongue out. Hey, how about that, coach? And that could be the competition on the bench, seeing the big Manuel Navarro back, you know, now I've got to start chipping in all areas.
No, yeah, that's huge.
We're going back to the championship. We're Carolina FC returning to the USL Championship next season. And we can't wait to welcome the Charleston Battery, Loud United, the Tampa Bay Brownies, and the 11 and more to Wakeman Soccer Park.
Gustavo Fernandez acquired via free agency in February 22. Previously played for forward Madison FC. Made 26 appearances a year ago. Let's take a look at this one that was called back.
Yeah, it's McDowell left foot. They do a really good job of delivering crosses. It's kind of their MO. It's just a little nudge on, the nudge on Garcia. It's a great finish from Danny Fernandez. Unfortunately for the visitors, it was chalked off, and much to the relief of the home team, because I was just talking about Union Omaha, and when North Carolina fell asleep, and after 30 minutes of good play against the top of the league, and then it was almost deja vu there, Dean.
Here's Lou Young. Lou Young somehow finds McLaughlin. Perez. That'll be a corner kick. Corner kick upcoming for North Carolina FC.
Yep, the only other goal in the USL League One has gone to Central Valley Fuego. It's now 4-3, Dean. So we've got a ways to go to catch that game. Everyone else still tied at 0. So we're at the second best game in USL League One at the moment.
Well, I will say that my esteemed partner, who it's been a pleasure to work with you, Andrew. You called for a lot of goals tonight. I think you might be on to something here, especially with this great crowd.
Yeah. Be nice to see the home team deliver and send them all away happy. A lot of work to do.
Cervania and Rafa are just ripping balls in there.
Yeah, they're just inviting players to get on the end of it. I mean, Fernandez didn't have to do a lot other than just get his head to it.
Yep, perfect flick. That's how you're going to beat a good goalkeeper like Lewis, who likes to kind of keep everything in front of him, right, and see everything. And when you flick it like that, you don't see it coming.
Set pieces are so important, and that was I think not the one thing, but one of a few things that was lacking for North Carolina FC in previous seasons. They just didn't chip in from set piece opportunities, but adding players like Rafa Mensing and Louis Perez and the quality they deliver is always going to help you out in that department.
Nice work here from One Knox as they'll send it out wide. Thomas, and it'll go off Nelson Flores Blanco. It'll be a corner kick for One Knoxville SC.
A score for the home team means a score for dinner. This lucky fan just won a $25 gift card to the Fresh Market, home of restaurant quality meat at incredible prices. Congratulations and enjoy your trip to the Fresh Market.
Johnson comes over in support if they want to think about a short corner. They hit it far post. Hit it off Garcia. Good trap by Summersall and then sent long. Thomas. We'll get it right back. Rafa Mensigan. Read it both times. Here's McLaughlin and Rafa. Oh, get it to him. Cervania's there. Cervania. Oh.
That is close, Dean.
Only because Fernandez stopped. Oh, what a good. he held up, and then Cervania passed him to make him offside here.
It's really tight. Oh.
Yeah, he stepped up. Wow.
It's a good play from the last defender. You're always looking, if you're the last defender, you try and you risk it, go for it, and you got the decision there. Really important, but that was a huge moment for North Carolina. If they get the second, they'd go on and get a third and a fourth. Ooh. Arriaga, I think, to make contact with his own player there.
Yeah, Rafa's looks to be okay, though. Comes the other way now to League stroke. And he'll dribble it out of bounds. It'll come back to the team with a 1-0 lead, North Carolina FC. How about North Carolina FC? Record-setting season. And they've got a 1-0 lead here, minute 40 in the first half. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus hear live matches as they play it out of the back from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. 1-0 North Carolina FC here at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary.
So as it stands right now, Dean, North Carolina's in first place. And that's the one thing I think when you're looking at that Forward Madison Union Omaha matchup this season, those two teams have met on 2 occasions, once in Madison and once, no, actually both in Omaha, and Madison's picked up 4 out of 6 points. So really tough place to go, especially when they're fighting for their playoff lives. So there's a lot to hope for this North Carolina team in terms of the possibilities of clinching that #1, but I'm sure One Knoxville has a lot to say on that today.
Torres Blanco, somersault, onside this time. Rafa also looks to be onside. Good tackle inside the 6, though, from One Knox as they'll head the other way. NCFC got a win and a draw at Regal Soccer Stadium, Tennessee, where the Tennessee women's soccer team plays. Jaden Cervania scored in a 1-0 win on June 3rd, and then Olex Anderson and Garrett McLaughlin scored in a 2-2 draw on July 8th. So one of my thrills as a broadcaster was calling a game there, and I got to interview Pat Summitt, the late great Tennessee women's basketball coach, who has this aura of like excellence. Like she just, when she walked in the room, it just kind of changed. Amazing leader.
Did it make you a better broadcaster, Dean? Is that what it did at that time? You felt everyone got better?
No, but she's just a fascinating woman, great leader. She's good friend. So Ange Kelly, who starred at North Carolina and also played for Canada, was the Tennessee coach, and they had the Fox Soccer Game of the Week, and her and Pat Summitt were really tight. And to get Pat Summitt to come on and do an interview during the game and show her support for, you know, beyond women's basketball, but for women's sports in general.
Love that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Throw in here. Good spin, good turn, and a little clip. So this will be a dangerous free kick here. Perez gets called. This will put One Knoxville SC in a pretty good situation, Andrew.
Yeah, they're asking questions. They got close, obviously, with that disallowed goal, and they don't score a lot of goals, but one thing they do is they ask a lot of questions with these deliveries from wide areas. And the blue shirts going to have to stand up here and try and get to half-time, at least at this score. Oh, and it's 4-4 now in Richmond, Dean.
What minute?
We've got a few minutes left there. It's 4-4.
Wow. Sent far post. Open. Oof. Cleared out of there by McLaughlin. See what Rafa can do. They'll send it all the way back to Lewis. Turned over. A little casual there. Lou Young knew it. That's why he fought so hard to win it back. Well done by Lou Young. And now Lou Young is on it. We'll turn it over again though. Minute 44. Not expecting a ton. We had the one little injury after the disallowed goal. It's really been the only stoppage short of Fernandez celebrating his first career goal as a member of North Carolina FC. McLaughlin closes you down so fast.
Oh, the press is on. Chance for the back line to get up here. John Bradford really onto his players at the moment, trying to make sure they stay focused here. It's a big couple of minutes right on the stroke of half time. Pacing up and down that sideline.
Yes, and Flores Blanco mistimed the header, but did a good enough job to shield it off, and will stay with North Carolina FC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official
1 minute.
a minimum of 1 minute of additional time in the first half. 1 minute.
Gustavo Fernandez from Rafa Menzigen. That's the difference. That's the goal. Played out wide to Thomas. Thomas sent across. Luis Arriaga did well to head it. To find Cervania. North Carolina FC's got a chance here. They could break out here. Rafa wanted it so bad. And then Rafa was going to slice a dime over to McLaughlin, I think. Ball from Perez to find Luis Arriaga. McLaughlin's onside. McLaughlin, do not put that flag up. McLaughlin is onside. McLaughlin. Nobody home there for the cross. And that will be the end of the first half. Quick thought on a 1-0 halftime lead for North Carolina FC.
Steady first half performance from the home team. The visitors kind of felt their way into it, all those changes. So it's all set up for a big second 45, dear Hadeen and Carey.
All right, we come back. We will get you caught up on all good things USL League One, and eventually we'll show you the great goal from that man. It's North Carolina FC 1 Knoxville SC 0 at the half.
Some of my most satisfying days is providing care to people that couldn't otherwise get it or afford it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a child of immigrants. So for me, it's real. It means something.
When I met Dr. Riccobeni, that was one of the things that he said. He's like, you're going to do the best care that you can at the best price.
You got to try to do what's right for the people that you treat, and do it in a fashion that is both affordable, but gives them the kind of quality that they deserve.
Riccobeni Associates Family Dentistry. Changing lives, one smile at a time.
Teens are under a lot of pressure, especially when it comes to underage drinking. They may not say a word, but as a parent, you can see the signs. We can help you help your teen. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get great ideas on how to start the conversation about alcohol. So, talk to your teen about drinking. You might be surprised at their reaction.
Back on the road. Back in the saddle. Back to the land. Back in the game. Back in the swing of things. Wake Orthopedics. Get back your life and get back in the groove.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, where we did indeed say, how about North Carolina FC? A record-breaking season, looking to get better if they can hang on to this lead and maybe win the Players' Shield, which is the USL League One #1 seed and regular season champions. They need a little bit of help from forward Madison, who will be taking on Union Omaha in just a little bit. But if North Carolina FC, if they were updated right now, they'd be sitting at 63.
Yeah.
And that would be huge.
Yeah, and as things stand, they'd be top of the table right now with all the other games besides the humdinger in Richmond where it's 5-4. All the other games are tied. So right now, if it was to end, which it's not going to, North Carolina would clinch that #1 seed and Union Omaha would drop to 2.
Yep. As we said earlier, Union Omaha, #1 seed in the Players' Shield with a win and Omaha draw or loss. And a top 2 seed, a winner draw, and a Northern Colorado draw or loss. It's all looking good, though, because the biggest thing is right now John Bradford can talk to his team about hanging on to that lead.
Yeah, exactly. They've got a 1-0 lead, and they've worked hard in that first half. They've had a lot of times where they've been out of possession. I think he'd like to see them on the front foot a little bit more, go for the second and third, and really kill off this one Knox team, because the longer it stays 1-0, as we saw with the disallowed goal, there will be chances in the second half.
So good to see all of the kids out on the field right there for a special night. They'll remember this for a long, long time, seeing themselves up on the big screen as well. Halftime in Cary, North Carolina. We come back. We'll take a look around USL League One, news and notes, team of the week, all that good stuff with North Carolina FC on top of 1 Knoxville SC at the half by a score of 1-0.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Fantastic crowd. Great day recognizing the Shield winners for North Carolina FC Youth, a key part of the fabric of this organization. North Carolina FC, which also includes the great North Carolina Courage, who have a big game coming up as well. North Carolina FC 1, Knoxville SC 0. Let's take a look at the scores. There's one game that's just ridiculous going on right now.
Yeah,
kidding me?
10 goals across the league doesn't sound too bad, but when 9 of them have come in one game, Dean, it's a little bit crazy. I know yesterday was Friday the 13th. I'm not sure what's so special about the 14th, but yeah, 5-4. We're in the 94th minute in Richmond. That game's gone back and forth. Richmond, I think, was leading 2-0, then they were down 3-2, and then they were up, and it was 4-4, and now they've ended up trailing 5-4 at home. But what a game to end the season. But all the big games, obviously 0-0 in that Forward Madison Union Omaha, which we're watching closely based on the North Carolina results here as well. And then the other one is South Georgia Tormenta needs to get that win against Charlotte Independence to try and put pressure on Forward Madison. They're still hoping, as the reigning USL League One champions, that they can squeak in at the expense of Forward Madison.
Take a look at the news and notes. USL League One, courtesy of our main man, Brian Ware.
Yeah, and Steven Dos Santos has had an unbelievable week and an unbelievable season. Dos Santos scoring a hat-trick in a 4-1 win versus Charlotte at home, and then Meza and Kunga scoring just minutes apart in a 4-0 win at Tormenta. And then Greenville, as they do at this time of year, always coming good. Labovitz helping the Triumph clinch their playoff spot. He got 2 goals and an assist in 2 matches, as Greenville now has made the playoffs in every year in USL League One. And then the Riverhounds, top dogs in USL Championship. Pittsburgh wins the Players' Sheet and has the overall #1 seed, led by Albert Dikwa, and a great season and supported by Canado Forbes.
Babyface assassin Robbie Mertz also on that Pittsburgh team. This is the USL League One team of the week right here. Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and some familiar faces, right? I mean, Trevor Armand, I think, has been in there most weeks of the season, but obviously heavily based on Union Omaha players and Akoff and Gill and Kunga. A couple of 3 players from Greenville. And then obviously you've got to throw in a couple of Richmond players after their good performance on the road at 1 Knoxville last week.
All right, we'll be back to show you the first half highlights, including the first career goal for Mr. Fernandez, courtesy of a brilliant ball from Rafa. Halftime here in Cary, North Carolina FC 1 Knoxville SC 0.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, we're proud of the relationships we've built with you, North Carolina. We're collaborating with leaders like Vici, supporting her efforts to help schools address the mental health needs of students, and foster care moms like Gail, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving, and caregivers like Maya, partnering with her to improve maternal health. From lowering costs to building healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard to make healthcare affordable, easier to navigate, and accessible for all. North Carolina is our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from The Fresh Market. Shop Mondays for buy one, get one free deals, including mouth-watering bacon and crab cakes. Tuesdays get chuck and chicken for just $3.99 per pound. Wednesdays save on shrimp and sashimi tuna.
And shop Thursdays for tasty, easy meals under $10, including $7 pizzas.
Then grab our 3-day weekend deals on the best meat and seafood, like gourmet burgers, lobster tails, and more. Don't wait to save. Shop The Fresh Market today.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, home to North Carolina FC, with hopes of winning the USL League One regular season title called the Players' Shield. They're certainly getting it done here so far. Halftime score, North Carolina FC 1 Knoxville SC 0. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. And let's go to work and show everybody the highlights here.
There's a positive start for the home team. Garrett McLaughlin breaking in behind, cutting back inside, and he gets a shot off with his left foot. Sean Lewis was equal to it, and it There's pandemonium in the box from there. Somersault took his time, asked the question, it falls to Perez. And then McLaughlin as well. It was just absolute craziness there. Somersault flying acrobatics there. But then here's a delivery from Flores Blanco, left foot. Garrett McLaughlin gets on the end of his own knockdown. It was the same sequence of play, I think that, wasn't it, after Somersault. The free kick was given for an infringement there by McLaughlin. But this was the big moments in the game. Mensingen's corners were causing all types of trouble. Lu Yong out of the sky guides it perfectly out to Mensingen for a second attempt. And he puts in a peach of a right foot cross right on the head of Gustavo Fernandez for his first career goal. Over 80 appearances in USL League One for Forward Madison and North Carolina FC. And he steers it past Sean Lewis, who's currently in pole position for the Golden Glove, but he's helpless to keep that shot out. And a big, big goal here in Carey for the centre-back. And he loves it.
Smile says it all. You mentioned the possession for this Knoxville team.
Yeah, they've had a lot of possession, but just the 2 shots, Dean. A little bit toothless in front of goal, and that attacking third, not much to show for, apart from the one cross, which was led to a disallowed goal for a foul on the centre-back. But 10 shots for the home team, just 3 on target, number of set pieces, but it's a very even game right now. And for North Carolina, I think they'll look to step the game up in the second half and try and steamroll the visitors 1 Knox. We've got nothing to play for at this point. The home team has much more to play for. Right now, they've got their paws on first place, and they want to try and do the best they can to make sure it stays that way.
Just reminding you that as it is right now with Forward Madison and Omaha at 0s at the half and the 1-0 scoreline here, if everything stays the same, North Carolina FC would be your USL League One regular season champions and take home that Players' Shield, which would just be phenomenal when you think about all the trophies the North Carolina Courage have brought to see this young team before they go back to USL Championship win that one with a chance to get the double, right? The regular season and go get that USL League One championship.
Well, they've got some competition here in Carey. The Courage have already picked up a trophy this season, right, Dean? So yeah. I think the men would love to try and compete with them and bring that success. It's been a fantastic season, regardless of trophies for both the men and the women. But just seeing Garrett McLaughlin there saying, look, 45 minutes, let's go, let's live it all out there. Leading by example, but to your point, Dean, it is a young team and there's a lot of potential out there, and they're looking to try and realize it here tonight.
Second half about ready to go. It is rocking at WakeMed Soccer Park. And here we go, North Carolina FC back out there in their dark blue uniforms. One Knoxville SC in the light pink and white. McLaughlin drops it back over to Somersault. Lu Yong, whose pass to Rafa Mensingen on the only goal was just fantastic. Here's Lu Yong again, trying to get it back to Rafa. Somersault. It's going to go Rafa Mensingen. John Bradford likes it. John Bradford assisted by Mike McGinty, Andrew Scheck, Danny Cameron, Daniel Saletti. A little bit of pressure and then a foul. Nice work by Louis Perez to start that. McLaughlin then gets clipped. See if we get a card here. Looks like we will. So a yellow card given. So in the books is James Thomas.
Yeah, McLaughlin in the wars. Yep, just nibbling at the ankles there, Perez, and then McLaughlin does well to get his body in the way. He was getting kicked all over the park in Kentucky last weekend against Lexington in what was a very physical game, Dean. I think there was 9 yellow cards and 3 reds. McLaughlin was battered and bruised after that, wrapped in cotton wool, I think, earlier in the week. But he's really leading the line well today in the absence of OLX Anderson. both in and out of possession.
Rafa punched out of there by Lewis. Called against one Knoxville SC.
Take another look at it here. Ross just cuts back inside. Perez just gets there before him and then lunges in right in front of the referee's nose. Could a Fernandez goal be like Buster's, Dean? You wait 80-odd appearances for one and they come along, two will come along at once?
Absolutely. Why not? Here we go. Oh!
What a save.
What a save by Lewis. That was Garcia, I think. He saw his center back get one, so Garcia wanted to get one.
Unbelievable. You were just waiting for the net to bulge. It was a Mensingen cross. It's right on the head of Garcia, gets it well, does everything right, gets it down, and it's a fingertip save from a full stretch Sean Lewis. Unbelievable save there, keeps his team in it at just one goal. You felt if that goes in, that could have been game over for the visitors. But Sean Lewis showing why he's currently in that Golden Glove pole position.
Big time save. Another corner kick coming though for North Carolina FC. Referee. You don't see that often, making Rafa Mensingen get it on the corner. Garcia does have one goal already. He was looking for his second. Sent in. Flipped out by Knoxville SC, taken away by Luis Arriaga. That was Mikey Maldonado style right there. Fernandez trying to keep it alive. And we got a whistle. Allow me to tell you that eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. Free to play. Download now. Minute 50. North Carolina FC. 1-0 lead over one Knoxville SC. Squared ball. Now they'll bring it back out. Another pretty good ball to Johnson. This will fall back to Kelly, the captain. Kelly drops it back. Nobody home, and Brooks Thompson will let it go out of bounds. I watched most of the USA-Germany game today that USA got up. I mean, it was an unbelievable goal from Pulisic. I mean, just a masterclass goal, but then Germany kind of poured it on. 3 goals. Shot from distance, a 3-1 win for Germany.
Pulisic's having a good season, isn't he? Back to his best. Really playing well in Milan for Rossoneri. It's great to see him fit and playing on a weekly basis. Just couldn't get that run going for Chelsea. Seeing the visitors, one Knoxville, increase their defensive line and put a little bit more pressure. Kind of what they did against Richmond. They gave them a lot of joy, was they pressed really high, and then you get the ball higher up the pitch, which usually gives you a better chance of getting a goal because you're in and around the vicinity.
Here we go, sent in. Handled there by Perez. Lewis. Lou Young, that's a really good ball, and then Menzigan just slipped a little bit. More of the possession here from one Knox. And McLaughlin earns another whistle. Just plays the game with tremendous motor and tremendous heart, tremendous will. All of that and more from McLaughlin.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the work rate of Luis Perez as well today. They're getting it from all areas today, even the wide midfielders, who maybe sometimes you think are a little bit of a luxury. It's such an honest team display, and John Bradford tries to squeeze every last bit of energy and work rate out of every single player. And if you're not doing it, you'll be sitting down on the bench next to him.
Good run by Cervania to earn the throw-in. He'll get it back here. Liu Young. Ooh, Rafa. And he dribbles. Garcia. The USL League One playoffs are here, and you can catch all the action on ESPN Plus as Garcia goes down beginning October 20. The season concludes with the USL League One final November 5 on ESPN2.
We've got another goal in USL League One, Dean, and it's in Charlotte. So right now, Tormentor's hopes of making the playoffs looking really slim.
Oh, good stuff. Keeping you up to date. Is that a final in the Richmond game?
Yes, that one finished 5-4, Dean. No more goals there. Don't think my heart could take it anymore.
9 goals.
Fans should ask for the money back, really, shouldn't they? They not get 10. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, what's up? Good ball into the 18. Dancing with it is Castro. We'll come back here now to McDowell. And there you go. You got a tie. Just like that. And the goal scorer goes down on the shot, but it's in the back of the net. Ripped right there. And it's 1-1.
Out of absolutely nothing. It's just a great ball in behind. North Carolina's backline completely out of shape. There's lots of blue shirts back there eventually, though, and it just cuts right the way through. One touch and then a finish. Hits it so well. McDowell just cuts it across the penalty box. And here's Frank Ross with the finish. Great first touch with the right, and then hammers it with the left.
Boy, as soon as he hit it, too, he went down. Yeah, not the best celebration, but it'll work. For number 11.
One Knoxville goal in the 55th minute from number 11, Frank Ross.
So Ross. Come back on.
Out of absolutely nothing.
Yeah, now North Carolina FC's got to get cooking here again, right?
Yeah, they've had a lot of endeavour, just not really got a lot of control in this game.
Hey, you kind of feel like one Knoxville SC's come to life here. They've stepped up the press.
Well, Northern Colorado fans right now are licking their lips at this current result.
Menzigan heads it back. Ross just found that, like you said, out of nothing, top of the 18 and cranked it, and nothing Brooks Thompson could do but pick it out of the back of the net. Perez trying to get it back to Flores Blanco, who does run it down. Luis Arriaga wins it in the middle of the field. Now here's Summersall. Summersall's got Lou Young on his right. Lou Young likes to do a little give and go with Rafa when he can. Ooh, this time a little fake on his own. Somehow gets the cross off. It'll go off McLaughlin's head. Nelson Flores Blanco. Heavy touch. Perfect sliding tackle from Arriaga, who is bounced to the ground. They'll play advantage as Menzingen is there, and a big save from Lewis. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Great work from Arriaga there to keep the attack alive, and then Perez picks out a late run from Menzingen perfectly. But this game should be 3-1, Dean. Two phenomenal saves from Sean Lewis, point blank on both of them. That one with his feet, the other one with his right fingertip, showing why he is the leading goalkeeper in the league this season at this point, keeping his team tied at 1-1. Two massive saves.
Big time saves from Lewis as one Knoxville SC looking to make some changes. Crowd starting to get into it here on the Cervania corner kick. Let's see what North Carolina FC can do. Go off of North Carolina FC and come back to one Knoxville SC.
Attention in the stadium. The vehicle at the parking lot with their lights on. It's a silver Pontiac Montana North Carolina license plate CAY 1281. You've left your lights on. Again, it's a silver Pontiac North Carolina plate CAY 1281.
Minute 60. Perez called for the foul after he had won it.
The referee telling Louis Perez that's twice. I don't think there's really an awful lot wrong with that. He's onto the short pass and sort of a coming together, falls on him.
Yeah, but plus if you nutmeg somebody, you shouldn't get called for the foul. I thought that was a rule, no?
Well, that's kind of like obstruction, isn't it? You're kind of in the way as well, yeah.
Well, you mentioned some veteran players. They're going to bring him on as Derek Waldeck is the real deal. Fullback leads the team in crosses with 91 and chances created with 45. Waldeck, number 18, getting ready to come on with Illich, who's got 4 goals on the season.
And Waldeck 6 assists as well, so big provider.
Summersaw, side of his foot to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, Rafa. I think McLaughlin was meaning that for Perez. If he just waits one more second, McLaughlin is there. Here we go. Thomas, who got the yellow card, will come out for Waldeck.
Substitution in the 62nd minute of play.
And the goal scorer, who actually kind of hurt himself on the goal, Ross, is also going to come out.
Yeah, not a bad substitution to bring in Illich, the 32-year-old Serbian. Scored a fantastic team goal last week against Richmond. Really brilliant build-up play from one Knoxville. They cut through Richmond kickers like a warm knife through butter, Dean, and it was finished brilliantly by this veteran player who's been around the championship and a number of other levels, but real experienced quality player. Performed well for one Knoxville this year.
Lou Young trying to find Cervania. Luis Arriaga's been everywhere. Garrett McLaughlin takes the shot. Wrong side netting. It'll come back to one Knoxville SC. Arriaga's had a good game.
I'm just thinking the exact same thing, Dean. You know, I think he just made his 100th appearance for the club, and then after that, I think it was the next game, he was on the bench. He couldn't get back in, so that's the competition that's there today. He's really got the bit between the teeth, and he wants to get himself back in that starting 11 and stay there. He's certainly performing well today. Biting into every tackle.
Perez. Somersault. Somersault is taken down. We have free kick opportunity for North Carolina FC.
Meant to have tied it up, Dean. 1-1 in Charlotte. Just the same score as it is here. So the goal's starting to come in around the league. Everywhere else it's 0-0. It's a long way out, Dean. What do you think? 35 yards?
Yeah, I feel like they're all fancying a shot here. You getting that feeling too? Like,
I mean, yeah, you get it down and get it on that slick surface.
Rafa! Oh my! So close. Rafa Menzigen. I feel like he may have had Lewis beat for once.
There's a puff of the cheeks when Menzigen gets it up over the wall. The bend is there.
Wow.
Lewis at full stretch. Delighted to see it whistle past the post. You know it's close and Rafa's puffing out his cheeks. Great hit from the Brazilian.
Rafa Menzigen has had a great season. Second on the team in goals, 13 leads in shots and chances created. Be a goal kick back to Brooks Thompson. Well, you do feel like that Ross shot out enough that kind of took the air out of this great crowd a little bit.
Yeah, but it's kind of woken up the home team. They've created some good chances since then. They're a bit more on the front foot, a bit more endeavor, a bit more sharpness. They know they need to win today. They cannot take a point today and then leave it up to Northern Colorado tonight to help them out, because with Trevor Aman and co, you can't see them not picking up 3 points at home.
Well, Knoxville and Mark McKeever are going to bring in 2 more players next opportunity. This one's going to roll out of bounds. Meanwhile, John Bradford has Luke Kroll, Daniel Navarro, Max Flick, Tyrone Lumsden, Preston Pop, and Nathan Nadalu available. As coming into the game is Villalobos, as well as Rowinko.
Villalobos, I believe, had the goal of the month for September, Dean. It was, this guy, right foot, left foot, just hits it as pure as you like. So keep an eye out for him having a strike from distance in this latter part of the second half. With the former Red Wolf, with Rafa Menzigen and Daniel Navarro.
So Villalobos and Bowinkle in here. 4 subs made for Coach McKeever. Top man for Knoxville 1 SC. Minute 68. Still zeros with forward Madison and Omaha.
Yes, sir. Still 1-1 here and 1-1 in Charlotte. Oh, we've got a goal in Madison, Dean. And it's gone to the Owls. They lead 1-0 in Madison. But with South Georgia Tormenta still tied, forward Madison would still have that 6th spot in the playoffs, but Union Omaha right now would be clinching the Players' Shield. So tide has turned the other way now. North Carolina back in 2nd spot.
Kind of double whammy there.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a few more twists and turns, kind of like that game in Richmond, Dean. And you wonder how long John Bradford will keep the powder dry. We've got Nathan Ntalu, Preston Pop, some other players on the bench that could potentially come in and impact the game. But they just need one more chance.
Perez, nifty little move. Arriaga of a somersault, now Flores Blanco. Perez in support. Garcia. Arriaga finds Lou Young.
Sylvania just hasn't really been able to get in the game today, Dean. I don't think I've seen him be so quiet. I don't know if that's down to him or down to the job that one Knoxville had done to keep him quiet, but he's had so few touches today, and I'm used to him being a real creator for North Carolina.
Perhaps he'll be the one that'll step up late. Lou Young. Ooh, McLaughlin wanted it quicker. Lou Young. Here's Sylvania. Kept alive by Rafa Menzigan. Arriaga. Off the head of Garcia and one by Luis Perez. Minute 71. Tied at 1. Menzigan crosses it. Omaha is winning, so reminding you that if Omaha wins, they win the Players' Shield regardless of what North Carolina FC does. So we'll keep you up to date on that one.
You get one guess, Dean, as to who scored for Union Omaha.
The man?
The big man? Steven Dos Santos, right? Coming off the back of a 4-goal Player of the Week performance. He's got the goal that puts him in front at Madison.
That's a big man with some soft feet there. Does it say how much time is left in the...
Yeah, they're in the 69th minute. They're just a couple of minutes behind us. So, what a ball, by the way. Just going back to that Perez pass to Menzigan just a moment ago. His left foot, Dean, is just it's a thing of beauty. His left foot to Menzigan's right foot is usually the perfect connection. A shift from John Bradford, switching Perez over to the left-hand side and bringing Menzigan to the right. Giving him a bit more width.
Knoxville, they have gone to their bench here to try to get the win. Kind of unlucky on that touch right there, as that was a pretty good pass. McLaughlin. Remember, no Mikey Maldonado out on yellow card accumulation, and Golex Anderson is with his national team. Moment John Bradford is going to ride what he's got out there. Perez Summersall. Summersall's been fouled a lot tonight. Has it turned over as he plays that right into Vanderploem. McDowell.
It's going to be tough to find this winning goal for North Carolina. They've got the second best defensive record in the league, being one Knoxville. So you can see what you're up against without their top scorer, Alex Anderson, finding that elusive second goal. They might even need 3, you never know. The likes of Illich on the field, and Lobos coming in as well. Rafa Mensingen waving his arms, trying to get some energy into play a little bit faster. Let's go, come on. Just gone a bit flat.
As you said, Northern Colorado has got a massive eye on this game right here.
Yeah, I'm sure Lalo Delgado won't care one bit about the Golden Glove if they can go and get the result here in their favor, and then they can go and get the win against Chattanooga.
Perez drops it to Nelson Flores Blanco. Rafa Mensingen. Here McLaughlin. Lou Young. Lou Young attacking. Can he cross it? He slips. But it went out of bounds.
Clock is ticking down.
These are the goals.
It's a great touch from Lou Young. Mensingen gets a second bite of the apple. Just puts it right on the head of Gustavo Fernandez. A great header, even better cross, and a great start for the home team. Just what they needed. And then coming the other way, one Knoxville. Second half, right against the run of play. They got a nice little counter-attack going. It's McDowell finding Frank Ross, who buries it. Right foot touch, sets himself and smashes it with the left past Brooks Thompson. 1-1 the score.
So we stand here in minute 76 after a foul called against North Carolina FC. Here we go, one Knoxville SC. Pretty good ball in, loose. Perez there to clean it up. Leads an outlet pass, finds Rafa Mensingen. Mensingen gets it back to Perez. Perez now. As he gets taken down, they'll play advantage. Back over to Rafa Mensingen. Rafa Mensingen is going to send it back to McLaughlin. Perez is still down. McLaughlin now to Cervania. Cervania. Perez still down. Cervania. Cervania still, and Perez still down. Cervania. And now be a yellow card given against one Knoxville SC. Boy, the touch that Perez got before he got taken down, which I think was that the guy who took him down that they just gave the yellow card to, I think? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, Gabriel Claudio just catches him there. Oh, right on that left foot. Almost your standing foot there as he's going. Not a sight you want to see if you're John Bradford, one of your leading lights. And Luis Perez, he's barely moved, lying motionless there. A real sore one. Claudio on a yellow card. Not played a lot of minutes as well. Looks like he's cramping up a bit. Some decisions for head coach Mark McKeever as he and his coaching staff are in discussion, but concern here with Luis Perez in a lot of pain. Confirmation there of that yellow card to Gabriel Claudio.
trainer out, checking on Perez.
Claudio formerly with Union Omaha, Dean, so
2024 season tickets
I'm sure he's wishing he was still there with the season they're having. As they lead 1-0 still, 74th minute in Madison.
2024 season tickets today or at NorthCarolinaFC.com/season tickets.
Well, we need to remind you that if it does shake out where this tie stays and Northern Colorado gets the win, North Carolina FC will be here next Saturday, right, for a playoff game.
Yep, quarterfinal. And as it stands, they would be playing Forward Madison at this point, so they've had some good games against them this season. Nobody wants to play the 6th seed in the playoffs. Nothing matters on paper. That's what happens. And they'll be thankful to get in. Whoever that 6th seed is, whether it's Tormenta, who've made a tremendous run to even take it down to the final game of the season.
Menzigan trying to play it to McLaughlin. Cervania. Now Arriaga. Minute 80. McLaughlin. Pretty good ball. They still play with it. Looking for the brace was Fernandez. Garcia. Gotta be careful. End up calling the foul. Another player down. As it's Claudio again. And they're going to take him out and bring on Leo Santos. I think that's all of them, right?
Yeah, Leo Santos. He's just 16 years old, Dean. Just made his professional debut last week against Richmond. A real talent that they're very high on to bring him in today. At this point in the game against second in the league. Shows what head coach Mark McKeever thinks of this young man.
16 years old. Coming into the game now. He's got that baby face still. Meanwhile, the big man in Talu, number 59. He's going to come on for Perez. Perez.
Substitution for the NCFC.
So this will be interesting. You've got Angelo Kelly looking like he's dropping into the back line in the place of Claudio, and you've got the big man Untalu coming on, much more of a target now. McLaughlin will try to run off him.
Going to ask you, Andrew, to check on that Forward Madison and Omaha score one more time. Still 1-0.
Still 1-0 to the Owls. Steven Dos Santos with the goal. Same thing I said earlier, Dean. Madison had a lot of the ball, but it's Omaha that have done more with it.
One Knoxville SC into the 18. They stay with it. They still sneak through. Brooks Thompson will spill it. It'll be a corner kick coming. Corner kick coming to one Knoxville SC. With this game tied at 1's 82nd minute, we will have a lot more added time. We only had 1 minute at the end of the first half.
And Walbeck stays with it, puts it on a plate. If you're going to spill it, that's the place to spill it, out for a corner. Nervy moments for the home team. Everybody back as well, Dean. One player left up the field for North Carolina.
Fernandez heads it. Rafa. Let's see if Natalu, number 59, can pay off John Bradford for Putting him in here late. Gonna give a little help up top. Wow, nice.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Rafa's got to let that go. He's coming back from an offside position. McLaughlin was through. Fans don't like it. We'll get another look here. Somersault does really well. Gets his first touch out of his feet and then just feeds it. Can't quite see from this angle. It looks like Kelly played him on, but you can't quite see because the camera angle doesn't quite.
They look both on to me.
It's that motion of Mensingen coming back. It doesn't matter.
Somersault back to Garcia. Now Thompson. Pressure from the 16-year-old. Italo. Another player down here as we're at minute 85. This is Kelly, the captain. And a great regular season with Jorge Acuna, the VP of Broadcasting, Kyle Lang and his amazing crew, our producer Joe Ferrara, Jessica Monroe, Ian Lang, Mark Dry, of course Brian Ware.
The game presented by Dysart Willis.
I think there's going to be some stoppage time, right, Dean? There's been a few more injuries and breaks in play in the second half.
At least 5 minutes.
12 with subs as well. We've got a goal in Greenville, Dean. Lexington have taken the lead on the road at the Triumph. Jamie Smith with an own goal. So that will, as things stand, mean that Greenville are going to Charlotte next weekend.
Northern Colorado game does not start until what, in 11 minutes, right? Or a little after 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So the captain, Angelo Kelly. There's one Knoxville. They've used all their subs, so he's got to get back in there. Somersault. Talk about a guy who has shown he wants the three. Somersault. Lou Young. Lou Young used his hands there.
It's good tracking back from Calixto. Stayed with Lou Young, who's not short on pace, but Calixto was equal to him. Gets his body in the way, and Lou Young just pushes him to the ground.
Fans, let's get loud and make some noise.
Northern Colorado led by the coach of the month, Mr. Zayed, who used to score a ton of goals here. Nice work by the left back, Nelson Flores Blanco. Now Lou Young will find Somersault. Somersault over to Rafa. Rafa. Now they'll try to switch it to the other side. Flores Blanco waits on it. Looking for McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking for Natalu. 88th minute. I'm going to say 7 minutes.
I'll go 6 then.
Pretty brave of you.
I'm always disappointed. I'd like to see more minutes. Still, the 4 games that are playing right now fail in comparison to the 9 goals scored at Richmond.
Lou Young. Rafa, back to Lou Young, gets it in. Flick! McLaughlin, yes! And how about North Carolina FC? Garrett McLaughlin! Massive!
And we've been waiting for this moment, haven't we, Dean? A packed house here, and the moment came. Great patience from Lou Young. He feeds it out wide to Rafa Mensingen, and as soon as this guy's right foot, you know it's going in the right spot. But he gives it back to Lou Young. Natalu gets something on it. You think Lewis has done it again, but it falls right to the captain, Garrett McLaughlin, who puts his hands to his ears. The deafening sound of the crowd here, and a huge goal. Garrett McLaughlin, it couldn't have come to a better man to put his team on top.
9th goal of the season for Garrett McLaughlin.
I think Lewis is thinking there's an offside there, is what he's thinking. He's waving his arms at the linesman. Wasn't coming.
Natalu. And Natalu earned the whistle. Yellow card.
Yeah, and you can just see Sean Lewis looking at the big screen there. He's adamant that it's an offside. Look, he's offside. Hey. He's made some unbelievable saves today, Dean. He's thinking that flick on from Ntalu. McLaughlin's a yard offside is what he's claiming. I'll tell you what, over the course of the season, Dean, there's been a lot of decisions that have gone against North Carolina. If that one's gone in their favor, I'd say it's sort of evened out.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first official has indicated a minimum of 6 minutes of additional time in the second half. 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Andrew Tate is a winner. Let's take a look at the goal here and see what Lewis was upset about.
So Lou Young plays it in. And Tali flicks there. I mean, it's incredibly tight. I don't think you can say for certain. Obviously, when he falls back there, he's advanced, but that's not offside because it's come back from the goalkeeper. I don't think there's enough there, Dean, to say that he's offside.
All right.
It's tight, but I can't say for certain either way there. Looks to me like he's onside. I think if you're Lewis, you just feel helpless. You've made some unbelievable saves and you're losing. He's made 3 or 4 that I can think of.
We're going to give the captain's armband to Summersaw as McLaughlin comes off. Flick comes on. Defense for offense. What an effort by number 19, Garrett McLaughlin, to stick with it.
Coming in for Garrett number 22, it's Max Flick.
He's the best person I know from Oklahoma, Dean. But he's a top man. I think I've told you, Dean, he played football in high school as well. That's just the type of character he is.
I can see that.
I think he played offense and defense. He's just one of those guys who does it all, right? And I think sometimes today I've almost felt like he was doing too much because you needed him forward, you need him around the box. But now with Ntalu up there, it's good to see him playing off him, and he got the flick off of Ntalu and did what Garrett McLaughlin does, which is find the back of the net.
So here we go. Rafa rips it. Chases it down. Pretty good touch to win it back. No idea how he did that. Now he's in the corner. And he does have it taken away. This win will mean a top 2 finish and a 2-week break to get everybody healthy. You know, a lot of people wonder if that's good or bad. I think in this case, getting Mikey back and Oleg's back, maybe Navarro, you know, just those 2 extra weeks will be nice, Andrew, if they can hang on here.
Yeah, that's the if right now, Dean. I see too many games, too many twists in the tail. You just want Garrett McLaughlin's goal there to be the big moment to finish this game. A lot of work still to do.
Just like that. Knoxville 1 SC. Couple probing passes and they're into the 18. Talo came back to help. The shot right at Thompson. And the crowd likes it. This 6 minutes is going to be like slugging mud.
You're glad it's not 7 now, right?
Yeah. It's probably going to turn into 7, though, based on everything that took place right when they indicated the 6 minutes, including the sub, the setup for the free kick.
And Thompson just 21 as well. Great experience for him here. Nothing like it going out and playing men's football and competing at the right end of the table for something. This will really help him in his career, as he's on loan from Philadelphia Union. Came in to fill the void left by young Nicholas Holiday, who's working his way back to fitness and form.
Wow, Natalo's a big man, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the one thing when he came on, I was like, you know, keep him high, keep him up top. It doesn't matter if you lose the game, you need to go and win it. But he's another one that's following the example and footsteps of Garrett McLaughlin. Go and put a shift in and do the work. He's going to have to do some work here as a set piece opportunity for one Knoxville. Sylvania just grabbing the shirt there and
just don't want any fouls going away.
Waldeck as well on the ball. 6 assists on the season. We talked about his chances created and crosses. A real danger here as we're in the 96th minute, Dean.
A win will mean a home game on the 28th. Still loose. Oh my. Picked up by Arriaga and sent out of there. Still 1-0 for the Owls as well. This one comes into Thompson. He needs it. Oh, he's got to grab it. Goes through his hands, but he was fouled. That's part of the reason why.
Yeah, no complaints really from Fernandez. Thompson's got his eye on the ball. Fernandez just into that arm. The referee's going to call that all day long.
We've gone to 6. Could this be it here on this kick? Or is he... This should be just about it. He's looking at his watch. Now Brooks Thompson is over the ball. Looks like the referee's going to let him have one more shot at it. Now that should be it. Sent long, won by Summersaw. Referee looking at his watch again. It looks like he's interested in letting one Knoxville have one more flick at it. Now this has got to be it. That has to be it. That's got to be it, right? And it has guaranteed a second-place finish in USL League One. What a turnaround as they think about entering USL Championship next year. It had to be 3 tonight, Andrew. It couldn't be any other way.
Yeah, it had to be. They hadn't, at home, they hadn't been doing too great either. It's a bit like we talked about. It's been their away form that's really carried them through recently. I think it's just... Yeah, the last 5 at home, tied, win, loss, win, loss. So just 7 out of 15 points available. Winning today is a huge one, and that'll build the confidence because, as we know, they're now going to have a home playoff game in the semi-final playoff, 1 game away from the USL League One final.
Wow.
What a turnaround, eh?
Yeah, and you never know, like if somebody could pick off Union Omaha and they get a win, they could play it here, right? And there it is. How about North Carolina FC? Guaranteed a second place finish. That's the man, McLaughlin. He was the man that started the show and the man who delivered the game winner.
Yeah, captain fantastic. One of the best all-round strikers in the league, not just for what he does on the ball, but what he does off it, all the hard work he does. It couldn't fall to a better man. Gustavo Fernandez getting his first goal of the season, his first goal of his career. Big goals for the big team.
I want to thank all the great people at North Carolina FC, including our VP of Broadcasting, Jorge Acuna, our great crew led by Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, Jessica Moreau, Ian Lang, Mark Dry, and Brian Ware. For the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke saying, how about North Carolina FC? We'll see you on the 28th for a semifinal matchup, USL League One style. North Carolina FC guaranteed a top 2 spot with a final score. North Carolina FC 2, 1 Knoxville SC 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.